Good morning, YouTube. I have prepared a recipe for you. I am doing vegan chili for Super Bowl Sunday, and I put my recipe online. I'm using tofu instead of meat. And so I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope that it's clear for you. We are having nachos with our vegan chili, so we will have dairy products with our meal, but we're all excited about the Super Bowl, and we're gonna have vegan chili on the hot dogs, vegan chili in the nachos, and we're just gonna have ourselves a good time, maybe even make some vegan tacos, whatever. We're just finding a way to have fun with our food and enjoy it, and it's a little bit healthier. Well, who am I kidding? I packed that chili with antioxidants. If you really think about the basis of chili, which is chili, the real basis is really, really good for you. So, bon appetit. Oh, I made the chili because I like for my chili, I should tell you this since I'm now speaking to you. I make my chili a day or two in advance because when I first make it, I don't want to over season it. So I put the spices in there, and you know the way I cook my spices in. And then I let it sit and I let it infuse with that flavor. And then I take some of my chili, because I make a huge pot, I make a double amount. I take some of my chili and I put it in the freezer. And I am here to tell you that chili that I pull out of the freezer, oh, it's so married with flavor. So I hope that you give this recipe a try. Boil 2 pounds of pinto beans in clear water. I put a whole clove of garlic in the water, and I use that as a kind of seasoning. The same way French people put seasonings in a bag and put them into their stews and then take them out. I have a whole garlic in my stew for the same purpose. Here's my meat substitute. I am using tofu in this chili, so it is 100% vegan. I have chopped up coyote and a small bitter melon, one small white onion, and then half of a red onion. And I'm using 2 large cans of diced tomatoes. Now for my flavoring, I've discovered a new chili seasoning that I like. I'm using this salt-free chili seasoning by Mrs. Dash, and I'm using 1 pack of original chili seasoning. This is the Kroger's brand. You can use McCormick brand just as well. And that is what I am doing. The beans are already cooking. I'm using dried pinto beans, and I will be adding these items in just a moment. So let's go and we'll saute these veggies and firm tofu. I've got my coconut oil heated there. It's probably about 1/4 cup of coconut oil. And now I'm just gonna put my own little homemade spice mixture into the coconut oil so that it can season the tofu in addition to frying it. Okay, so that's good there. It's got a nice little sizzle going on, and I will be back to add the onions. I have dropped the onions into the pan. A few of the bitter melons went into the pan. No big deal. I don't want to fry the bitter melon. I want the bitter melon to slow cook into the chili mixture. But the onions and spices I just put in here, which was a whole lot of cumin and sage and oregano, just a spice mixture. I make my own, but you can get a spice mixture from most places. Just for chili, I always want to put some extra cumin in there. Okay, so that's caramelized enough. Now I will add the first tub of tofu. This is firm tofu, but it's still somewhat soft. And I'm going to add some more coconut oil and I will be back. Cooking the chili sauce into the tofu. This is the one that has the salt in it, because tofu is a very light sodium food. And this way, when people eat this vegetarian chili, they will at least get the same comfort that they have from eating a meat chili. Super Bowl Sunday is coming. Okay, and now that that's all done, I am adding the second tub of tofu. We do love our tofu. Wish I knew how to make it. I should probably go find a class on how to make tofu. I'm told it's not too hard. Oh yeah. Onions and chili spices and tofu. And the beans, just a huge mammoth pot of pinto beans is cooking over there. You'll have to excuse the splatters. This is cooking in real time in your home kitchen. Okay, so I'm gonna let this simmer and let the tofu get all flavored in there, and I will be back when it's time to put my tofu or my tofu meat into the chili and turn that slow cooker on with the rest of the vegetables. All right, so that's how the chili and tofu mixture looks now. Really, really yummy. And now I'm adding the 8 cups of vegetables. That's coyote and bitter melon. I would normally have bell pepper in there, but you use what you have. So I just doubled the coyote because I didn't have any any bell pepper. You want these vegetables because when you're making a vegan dish, one of the biggest complaints is the texture. Tastes like baby food. This is my garlic that I'm using. I'm just cooking that in here, and then I will remove it and squish the garlic out into the chili later, but I want the flavor of the skin in there. Okay, so you want something in there that adds texture and crunch. The beans are going to be soft and buttery. The tofu's got a little bit of texture because I fried it. The coconut oil is going to give it that deliciousness that we associate with meat products. And the chili will give it the flavor. So I got the vegetables in there now. And I am going to pour the tofu in off camera because I think I will make a mess trying to do it with one hand. And I will be back. So there's my tofu mixture added in there. I wanted you to see it before I stirred it in because I wanted you to see that it does have a look that is reminiscent of, say, some turkey or something like that. And the green vegetables, people kind of eye it and think of it more like bell pepper, when in this case it's really coyote. So I will squish out the garlic from the onion after I get the garlic skin flavor into my dish. The garlic skin is said to have way more antioxidants and skin herbs for your own skin and body in the wintertime to keep you well. And I've got 1 bitter melon in here for that same purpose. And when you next see me, I will be dumping tomato sauce, diced tomatoes into this pot. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the chili. As you can see, I put the 2 canisters of tomatoes in there. I actually had an overflow, so I had to put that there, and I'm going to add the balance of my tomatoes there because after this is done, we're going to be making nachos and chili cheese hot dogs for the function, which is the Super Bowl. We're having a Super Bowl party. We're going to have some hot wings. We're buying the hot wings. And we're just going to have a wonderful banquet at the Super Bowl. I'll be back when the chili is ready. I'm going to leave it on for, I'm going to slow cook this, low and slow, so that the beans are soft and buttery. And it's, even though it's boiling, it is on a low flame. This is a pressure cooker, so it has really even heat in it. And I'll be back to discuss my vegan chili with you. All right, so this is the finished vegan chili, and I've already gotten people saying, save me a bowl, save me a bowl. And so that's how it looks. Doesn't that look delicious? And now we're gonna make up a batch of vegan nachos. So you just take your corn chips here, or whatever kind you like, a scoop of sour cream, put it on your, and then you just put a little bit of cheese on there, or a lot of cheese, depending on what kind of person you are. And it's Super Bowl time with your homemade chili and your homemade nachos. Bon appetit.